When the tables, you move. Come on.
What's going on, Clemson? How we doing today? Happy game day, everybody.
Yeah, what's up?
We're so glad to see y'all. Welcome to the Sapp-Trapp Stillness Is podcast. We're coming at you live today from the world-famous, historic Esso Club.
Esso.
It's glad to be here. We want to give a big shout-out to Charles and to Karen for letting us be here today.
Yes.
It's going to be a good day. So we got to get the crowd and the team regrouped here today. What y'all think? You going to bring a little fire to us?
Yeah, man. I mean, today's game is a do or die. I mean, at Syracuse, I think this is an opponent that we should beat. And, man, it's a sense of urgency. You can tell throughout the week with preparation. And if you follow things on the news, you could tell that Coach Sweeney was a little pissed off about what's going on, right? So I know
Nicely put.
Yeah, I know it's some sense of urgency around that facility and
Yes.
in this game today. And so hopefully the Tigers can correct it today and come out strong.
I believe so. So I'm Brian Moss. I'm your moderator today. I got Mr. James Trapp here to my left, Patrick Sapp, Dan Watson.
Hello.
All part of the Stillness Is an Illness platform where we talk about healthy living, well-being, mentally, physically, and spiritually. So we'll incorporate that into what the Tigers need to do mentally to kind of get through this and get back on track.
And spiritually.
It all goes hand in hand. That's right. So before we, we'll talk a little bit about the Esso here, where we're at. We're very thankful to Charles and Karen again for having us here. We will be here for several other games throughout the season. We'll have some former players coming to join us. We'll have some business leaders, some game changers, just important people in our lives and in our communities that are embracing the Stillness Is an Illness platform, where we really try to, like I said, promote the healthy living and just positive activities of daily living. So on that note, that is our website, padl247.com. You can check us out there. And I'll let Dan talk a little bit about the positive activities of daily living.
Yeah, so last podcast we were talking about, what America and everything is happening not only with adults but also with children. And physical activity is way down and chronic disease is way up. And so over 50% of U.S. adults have a chronic disease. If you're 65 and older, that's 76% have a chronic disease. Wow. So and obesity has, since the 1990s, has gone from the kids, they doubled, and for adults, it's tripled. So we have all this new technology, you got all this new medicine, but yet our chronic disease is going up, and we know why. And so when we started doing the research of all the chronic diseases, the main thing is that for prevention was movement. Every one of them was the number one thing was movement. And so Stillness Is an Illness is about movement because movement is medicine, right?
Yes.
And when the day moves, you move. And so Paddle 247, Positive Activities of Daily Living, is talking about that. You have to incorporate things in your daily living to get you moving, to get you physically, but also you got to have a positive attitude. And Sapp's going to talk about that. And affirmations. So you got to keep everything positive. But when the day moves, you have a program called 15-5. So you do 15 reps, 5 different exercises. It doesn't matter when you do it, but you do it during the day.
Do it during the day.
When you add it all up, it's literally about 2.5 to 3 minutes. But you have to have, if you're going to continue, if you want to get stronger, you have to have these exercises that's built into your day. Another thing, one of the quotes I heard that says, "Small, consistent steps beat random big acts." And when I heard that, I said, well, all the New Year's Eve, like, I tell you what, I'm going to gym. I'm going to go to gym 3 days. No, I'm going 4 days. No, I'm going 5 days. And all this stuff. And then next thing you know, 30 days later, they're right back to the same situation.
And
they were.
what? You know what, Dan? Having been a gym owner, twice, that New Year's resolution. That's why they got fail Friday. They'll hit you on that first, but then that first Friday of the month, then you don't see them again. But the thing about our platform is you don't really have to go to the gym. You have to do movement, though. I did my 15-5 this morning. Anybody else hit that 15-5?
Hey,
yes, sir.
I did
5:30 in the morning.
Hey, before the sun was even up.
So you get up and you're doing 15 reps of 5 different exercises to get your day going. and it changes your life. It really changes every aspect of your life definitely from a mental, spiritual, and motivational standpoint. So that's what we're about.
That really is what we want to do. We encourage, we want to ignite movement. We want to help restore rhythms and just empower individuals to transform their daily habits. And it's not easy. I mean, like you said, we found out that time is the biggest constant of what people think. Like, I don't have time to go to the gym. I don't have time. I got to go do this and that. You don't have to do that.
Right.
You will have time eventually, mentally, when you change those habits. You start doing a little bit here and there at work, in your office or at home, and then it just becomes part of who you are and what you do. That's right.
Before you get in the shower, you can knock 55
for me,
out.
that's when I do mine. Man, when I'm brushing my teeth in the morning, I start doing my calf raises during that time.
There you go.
And so I implement it in getting dressed in the morning before I even get out the door, and I've done that. And so then at the office, I try to do the same thing. I try to move around and work and hit those different exercises through that. But I'll add, being a therapist myself and being in the mental health field, man, blood flow is so important, and movement is so important to that blood flow to the brain, and really getting things fired and activated in the morning before you even start your day. So that puts you in the best spirit and the best mindset of things to be able to tackle your day with the right attitude. And so I'm a firm believer of starting your day out with movement and really implementing those exercises, and I'm telling you, you'll start to feel better. And once that becomes your habit, then your mental health overall is better.
That's exactly right.
And also physically. So it is about those small wins, Dan, every day.
Every day.
And 15-5 really allows you to dig into that and just kind of feel much better about yourself, but also you're winning by moving at the same time.
When you do those 15 exercises, if you just did 15 exercises, that's 75 reps a day.
Five exercises.
Yeah, 5 exercises, but 75 reps. But you add that to over a year period, that's 27,000 reps that you're doing. Activate your muscle. You want to have lean muscle as we get older. But the kids today are also they're not doing anything. They're just sitting there playing on their video games, and it's showing that they're doing 6 to 8 and maybe 10 hours of when they don't have, if they're not in school, they're doing these type of social media things. So we have to figure out how to get them moving physically, mentally, and spiritually. But also, it's not just about playing sports. It's also get them with music, get them active in whatever it could be, get them in the arts. And so we have a whole program that's built for that as well. The main thing is that you move every day in some type of capacity to get yourself stronger physically, mentally, and spiritually.
Yeah, and saying that, I think you're correct, but most people realize, man, our kids learn from us.
That's right.
So, I mean, we're our biggest teachers. We are teachers to our kids. And so if you're moving and active, then your kids will probably establish those same habits.
That's right.
But
That's
if all you do is lay on the couch, watch television, play video games as an adult, then guess what's going to happen to your children? They're going to do the same thing. We gotta mimic the habits that we want to instill in our kids.
So we want to give a shout out to the YMCA Greenville for we just did a big event for them for the girls flag football. It's going to be a sanctioned sport. We're going to keep on pushing that in South Carolina coming up. And we all went out there, and James and Patrick, we played the music while they were doing the training. We had a lot of young ladies out there really excited about playing the game of football. And they've been coming to these Clemson games all these years, and they wanted the opportunity to go out there on the field and do what they wanted to do. So that is a tremendous thing to get these kids going. I give kudos to the YMCA Greenville for bringing us in and partnering with us.
Yeah, I think that's going to be great because we had over 100 young ladies out there with their parents, and, we're looking forward to October. We're looking forward to the fact that we're going to have like 5 weeks of that flag football for young ladies coming up, and it's going to feed over into the middle schools, feed over into the high schools. And like we said, last week, on our pod it's going to be an Olympic sanctioned event, and to have that is exciting. It's exciting. And then to have, the Conference Carolina AD come down and speak on how they're going to, present athletic scholarships for these young ladies. So, it's really big to be able to have another sport for young women that may not want to play, softball or gymnastics or do volleyball, but they have another sport that they can play with their dads.
That's right.
Yeah,
You know?
that was a big deal.
We have these girl dads. There, you can get out there and throw the football with
Yes.
your young lady, and so that was really exciting. So we're looking forward to that. Continue to build on that and to grow that area in the state of South Carolina, because it's grown in Georgia, it's grown in the state of Michigan,
Florida.
in Florida. So we're really
Yes.
looking to have that grow and the excitement of that, because that again is movement.
That's right.
How about this setting, guys? Unbelievable. We're sitting here at the Esso
awesome.
Club, so we want to thank Charles for allowing us to come in, Karen, to give us all our everything we needed. So we really want to thank them for allowing them to do this. This is unbelievable. So this setting's incredible.
Dan, we got to give it real justice, right? Like the Esso is a check your box type
That's right.
of place. It's a place that like you got college campuses around the nation that have their staple places, and this is Clemson's staple place is the Esso.
right.
And everyone wants to come here. When college game day, when they come, they want to come to the Esso. Everyone wants to come to the Esso, so it's really exciting that we're here at the Esso pregame. Looking forward for our Tigers to do something to these Syracuse men, right? We need to wear them down in the valley because it's going to be a nice 90-degree day. Humidity on hot.
You can feel it.
And we can just wear them out. Let's run that ball today, right, P? We're going to run that ball and throw that ball.
Let's go.
Hope so. I'll just say that. I hope so. I'm here, but I hope so.
That's right.
But
We do want to welcome and thank all the Syracuse people that we have out here. There's a bunch of them, and we actually do have a Syracuse fan of the day that we're going to be talking to here in a little bit.
That's right.
And
a Clemson fan of the day.
that's right. We got
And a
Clemson fan of the day. That's right. So we're going to have them up here as well. And like you said with the Esso, the beauty of the Esso is it's not just during football season.
No.
You've ever been over here during basketball season?
Baseball.
Or baseball. Everybody
Softball
comes in.
now.
That's right. That's right.
It's really exciting to have a staple restaurant at a college town, which is Clemson.
That's right.
To have it here, and I said it correctly, Clemson. To have it here, and so we're excited to be here.
Debatable to who you talking
You're
to.
right. I was about to say you got
Clemson.
You didn't add the P, man. You got to add
There's
the
a
P in
P.
there
That's
somewhere.
right. I say it
Definitely.
with the P.
Yeah, so it's really, really exciting to be here. And
It's a historic landmark, like you
it
said.
is.
It
Really is, man.
Last basketball season, a good buddy of mine came over here with me, and I'll just have to admit, he's a Ohio State Buckeye guy. Still love him, despite that. Got to give him some love. But he came over. We hit the Esso and several other spots, and then went to the game. And he actually put on an orange shirt and enjoyed the game with me. So, man, it was awesome.
Oh, that's
So,
good.
Hey, if we can win them over, man, we got to do it.
We're gonna win them
We
over.
can. Love you, Mark. I'll send this to you, buddy.
We also want to give a shout out to Mo at the t-shirt
the
t-shirt
guy
place.
Tell us about him.
Mo is a great guy. They do our printing for our
All the merch.
our merch, and
Got the hats.
yeah,
got the
we
shirts.
really appreciate them for standing in the gap and doing that for us. So we're gonna be selling it. So hopefully really get a chance to get the Sapp-Trapp. Get the cartoonish looking faces, making us look real handsome, Pat. Going forward. But we're really excited. And give a shout out to Mo and those guys over there.
So, Pat, talk about, we talk about the Paddle 247, the physical activity, but also the positive mental attitude. Let's talk about that and what, when you guys were playing, you two, Trapp, how important it is that to have that positive mental attitude when you're when maybe things aren't going the way you want it to go. But now you have to rise up, right?
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about how you guys face adversity on that.
As we look at the Tigers right now, they're definitely faced with a lot of mental issues going on right now. Because you think about it, you're ranked as high as 5 to start the season. Some of the guys in the locker room are Heisman Trophy candidates and rated #1 guys in the country, and you come out, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And so, everybody's on your back. All the media is talking about how bad you are. Coaches, the sense of urgency heightens, and all eyes are on you. You know, everybody's talking about
Yes.
you on all the platforms.
A lot of pressure.
Yeah, and so mentally that takes a lot, man, because I don't think people realize you're still dealing with 19, 20-year-old people.
Great.
Yeah, young
Right,
men,
and so with a lot of pressure that's on their back. So, man, the mental outlook and being a former quarterback myself and understanding that, man, everybody looks at you. And even with that, it gets lonely.
Yeah.
Right? It gets lonely in that
Real
moment
lonely.
because you're the only one you feel like can solve the issues that is going on, and you feel that way. And so it's a big challenge. But what I've learned over the years, and this is why I love sports, because the biggest challenge you have is the mental challenge. It's not the physical, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
To be successful at anything, it's the mind. And so mindfulness to me is one of those techniques that I use that I think a lot of people, if you haven't tried it, will try it, but it's just the positive affirmations daily that you live by, that you visualize, that you breathe on in the mornings, afternoons, and night. And you visualize the success that you want to have. You visualize the positive things. And I'm telling you, man, there's something about that. When you truly experience those state of mindfulness and sitting down for 10 minutes and focusing on the success of my day.
And that's a daily thing, right?
Yeah, it's not the month, it's the success of this day.
Same thing, right?
Yep.
It's daily.
And so when you start to do that, that becomes a habit. And then when you leave out your door in the morning, man, your mind is, I'm going out to have success. So when you're faced with situations, you handle it different. When you're faced with challenges, you think you're going to overcome them, and you're not going to succumb to that. And that's why I believe, really into that. So what we're doing with 247, man, is that practicing daily mindfulness and focus on the positive and the success of your life.
Absolutely. So Trapp.
Yeah.
So you're going out and you're going to play for the Super Bowl. And you got people. I remember talking about, well, they ain't gonna win. They ain't gonna win. So how do you prepare for that game? You know, when everybody's sort of downtrodden, you saying you guys don't have the offense, you only defensive minded. So what did you guys decide you're gonna do?
The thing I love about team sports is every man has to do their part. You know, every man has to do their part. And what does that part look like? That part has to include your mental state. Like, you got to be able to set aside that time to say, hey, this is my portion of taking care of me so that I can do my job on that field. And so your mind over matter, basically. You know, it's like, I'm going to go through it. My process was I would always go through the call sheet. You know, I would say I want to go through the call sheet just in case coach called this play against this particular formation.
Gotcha.
I want to try to see what it looks like mentally before I even do it physically. And, you know, you do that during practice, during the week. You do that, on Friday during walkthrough. And, you do it on game day, before the game. You get in the locker room. I used to get in 4 hours before. Some guys get in 2 hours before. But you get in there and you kind of go through that call sheet knowing that I'm going to try to limit the surprises on this field.
Sure.
Meaning I'm going to, go through it. And
So preparation.
The preparation. The expectation is that this is going to happen when coach make this call.
Right.
And this is how I'm going to respond, and this is the expectation of those guys around me, how they should respond. And the one thing that I really loved about being a Baltimore Raven was that Marvin Lewis, our defensive coordinator, he would always position us to know where are the weaknesses in our defense. We knew the offenses that we were facing, but we always need to know where the weaknesses were in our defense so that at any point when that weakness showed up, we all would meet at that spot,
Right.
and that's where we got to where we run to the ball. You see one Raven, you see all 10 of us, all 11 of us, so that's part of it, just making sure that doing your part says, hey, I'm going to mentally go through this call sheet. I'm going to mentally go through my preparation for the game and my preparation for being successful within the team aspect of the game.
Sure.
They say there's no I in team, but it really is, because if you're not taking care of your part,
all falls apart, man.
It falls
Everybody
apart.
got to do their job.
So I got another question. This is for both you and Patrick. So what does it feel like when you are coming down that hill with 80, 90,000 fans screaming?
And let's say
I always
100.
wanted to feel
100.
that, man.
I like to say
I always
100.
wanted to feel that. You know, I was like, dang, man, I think jumping off that hill, I think I would have jumped up so high I would have broke my dang leg coming off that thing. It's like, I guess you got to be careful when you do
Yeah, it's happened before.
Not
me.
I've seen some tumbles. I've seen some rolls, and they get up like nothing happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, but man, talk about that, because I mean,
know,
every fan wants to be that guy, be out there in
right.
front of all those people, man. It's just to me, it's amazing that it had to be just an incredible feeling.
Well, I would say this is I want to piggyback on what Trapp was saying about the preparation, and then I'll go there about the hill. But what he didn't say was there is no difference in your preparation for the Super Bowl or for the regular season game, because your preparation should be at its highest every week. So when we talk about 247, the daily living of it, is your preparation daily
Same thing.
should
Over
match.
and over.
And so no game, Super Bowl, playoff game is
Regular
any
season
different in how you prepare for it.
Right.
And so that's I think that's the big takeaway from that. But as far as the hill, man, I can tell you what, and personal experience for me was the first time I ran down the hill was the first night game at Clemson, 1992, against Florida State. So
No pressure. Right?
times 10 I had the hill for the first time, right? And, man, I can tell you, Dan, I was so lost. And I know I've shared this with Trapp before, man. Yeah, I wasn't playing yet. I was still kind of in that space of competing. And when the first team offense went out to start the game, man, I ran out on the field. And Coach Stock still like looking at me like, "What are you doing?" And I'm looking at him like, "What you talking about?" Like, right. And man, it didn't. And then all of a sudden, it just dawned on me like, "Hey, man, you not starting? What the heck is going on?" But the
excitement
energy,
took over, huh?
Yeah, and I think what gets you for me was when you get on the bus to go to the hill, or I would say this, when you finish warming up before the game, the stadium is probably half full, maybe a third full.
Right.
And then when you get on the bus, you don't see it. And then when you get around the stadium to the hill and you come out and that thing is full, that is what gets you right there.
It does. I mean,
That's what you feel.
It's so exciting. Because that's the moment. You know, that is the moment, and I remember that game, Pat, because that's probably the game that got me drafted.
Oh yeah, you had a good night that night.
But I tell you, that's the moment. Being at the top of the hill, looking down, and the way they positioned that was very intentional, because you're up there looking down on your opponent. And your opponent is waiting for you to, descend on that field to take charge. There go one of our leaders right there. One of our old guys that used to lead the ACC. One of the best quarterbacks in the ACC right there, baby. You know what I'm saying? But we really enjoyed coming down that hill with that energy. And like Pat saying, that energy carried over to that field, to that first kickoff. So, really excited about being there, and I'm really excited about seeing these young men do that today.
Good stuff, man. So we're gonna have some more stories. We're gonna both of you have had some obstacles, some adversity that you faced in your careers. We're gonna come back and talk about that later. We've got one for you with our Syracuse segment, and I got more questions for you as well. But we are gonna take a quick little break here. Let everybody take a little rest and get warmed up here. We do just want to remind everybody real quick to make sure that you are part of the Jot Shots Challenge.
Yes.
Both teams out here purchase these shots. Proceeds, portions of the proceeds are going to be donated to the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. So make sure you take care of that and see which team, which fans put the most into that. So we appreciate y'all being here once again. Glad to be here at the Esso Club for the Sapp-Trapp Stillness Is podcast, and we'll see you soon.
We got Mr. Rodney Williams coming up just a few
Here
minutes.
we go.
This podcast is brought to you by CataZoom, based in Greer, South Carolina. They're the pros behind the upstate's sharpest vehicle wraps, wall murals, and storefront graphics, helping businesses look their best and stand out from the crowd. Ready to get noticed? Visit catazoom.com